Hello everyone and welcome to Unacademy, India's largest online learning platform. So let's crack JEE in English. Okay, before beginning, let me introduce myself. My name is Rahul Yadav and my students they dearly call me RYD sir. I am an alumni of NIT Jalandhar and I have completed my BTech in Mechanical Engineering from. I have a teaching experience of 3 years in one of the renowned institutes of our country and my only passion is helping students in whatever way possible. Unacademy is India's largest online learning platform. And once you get plus subscription to it, you'll be having unlimited to live as well as recorded courses from best faculties all around India. Academy channel are best all around India and you'll be having unlimited access to all their live as well as recorded video. Alright guys, now what do you else get on a plus subscription? First of all is you'll be having daily live classes. Like your offline classes, you'll be having daily live classes in your plus courses wherein you'll be taught every topic in a sequential manner, right? And you can chat with your teacher, you can ask your doubts, you can engage in discussions with your teacher. Plus, whenever the teacher is asking any question being asked by the teacher, you can answer the question along with all your fellow live learners because there will be polls, and at the end of the class you'll be getting particular leaderboard that how many questions you have answered correctly and how many not. Now those who are not going for plus subscription, you can check the quality of classes in your free spatial live classes. You can see the spatial live classes. You can check my link in description and you can check how is the quality of the classes and how everything goes well. So it is a very nice learning experience, better than offline classes, right? In offline classes some of you might feel that what the teacher will think or what your co-fellow will think if you ask a particular question, so you feel shy and you feel hesitant to ask any question. Here there will be no hesitation or no shyness. You can ask whatever you want to. Next is you'll be having regular live tests as well as quizzes. See, first thing is whenever you are preparing for anything, so you have to check where do you stand. Let's say an athlete is preparing for Olympics. So what he does in practice is he does the real time practice, and that is the real time practice that you write a test. And what better than Unacademy where students from all over India they come and write the test. So you'll be having a larger crowd to introspect yourself that where do you stand in that crowd. All right, and after the test you'll also get detailed analysis on what your performance was. That is, you'll be knowing what your weaknesses are, what your strengths are. So once you know your weaknesses and your strengths, so you can work upon your weaknesses and strength, right? Those which are your strength you can make it more strong, and those which are your weaknesses you can work upon it and convert them to your strength and finally increase your overall score. Hello Devashish, how are you? Next is the course structure. So the course structure on Unacademy, if you go for any course, you go for UPSC or JEE or SSC, everything is so smoothly, so properly planned that everything comes link by link. You will not face any difficulties whatsoever with the whole curriculum. Alright, you will never think that this topic must have been taught afterwards or this must have been taught previously. Everything is so smoothly planned that you will never face any difficulties whatsoever. And lastly, as I have already told you about the unlimited access, once you have subscribed to Plus, so you'll be having unlimited access to all the live as well as recorded classes on your phone. Yes, and you'll be able to watch it at your own convenience, at your own comfort. Right? Sometimes what happens is you might not be able to attend your offline classes. Maybe you are sick or having a family function. But here you'll be having it in your phone. So whenever you return from a function or even if you are sick, you can watch it lying on your bed also. So that means you will not be having any backlog. And once there will be no backlog, so everything will go fine. Everything will be smooth. You will be always on the right track. All right. So go on Play Store and download the Unacademy Learning app and go for subscription. Now see, what happens is now students sometimes they go for 1 month, 2 month, 3 month subscriptions also. But do you think if you are in 12th or thinking of dropping, do you think that the vast JEE syllabus, you already know how vast is JEE syllabus. So do you think you will be able to complete the whole syllabus properly with proper practice on each and every question in 1 or 2 months? It's not possible. 1, 2 or 3 months are required for revision only when you know everything. So I'll advise you to go for a 12-month course if you are in 12th or if you are a dropper. See, if you go for a 12-month course in any offline institute, you have to pay a hefty amount of 1.2 to 1.5 lakhs. But here you'll be getting it at only 30,000. And if you use the code RYD1, so you'll be getting additional 10% off. So the effective price will be 27,000. That is just 2,250 a month. So that is what Unacademy is offering you at 2,250. You'll be having personalized doubt clearance sessions. You'll be having regular live tests and quizzes. Right? You'll be having unlimited access. You'll be having the facility to choose your own set of teachers. See, what happens is your wavelength matches with some kind of teachers. So in offline, you'll be given a particular set of teachers and they'll be teaching you. No change in teacher. But here, you are entitled. You have the power to choose any teacher you want to learn from. Alright guys, now if you have just entered into 11th, then I'll advise you to go for a 2-year course, that is 24 months, because on every topic you have to do a large number of questions so that you have covered whole of the variety of questions, whatever the questions that can be asked. So if you go for a 2-year course in any offline institute, you have to pay 2.5 lakh rupees. Alright, but here you will be getting it at 36,000, and if you use the code RYD1, it will be 32,400. That is just 1,350 a month, and with all the facilities that I have already told you, you cannot get a better package than this one. Alright guys, so if you haven't subscribed to Unacademy till now, go and subscribe, and remember to use the code RYD1 to get a 10% additional discount. Devashish, today we'll be doing previous year questions. The topic for today is previous year questions, that is on modulus function, irrational inequalities and graphical transformation. That is, we'll be doing only questions that has been asked previously and 1 or 2 questions from my side also that I think you should know. Alright Devashish. Okay. So let's start with the questions now. The first question that we have is, if P, Q, R are any real numbers, then first of all, I'd like all of you to have a pen, have a copy with you. And I want you all to solve it with me. As I solve, you have to solve it with me. Alright. And those who are not watching it live, that is, if you are watching a recording version of this one, please pause the video and try to solve the question first by yourself and then look at the solution. Alright guys, so looking at the first question, now what we have is, if P, Q and R are any real numbers, then maximum value of P and Q is less than maximum value of P, Q and R. See guys, what we have is, let's say P is equal to 5, Q is equal to 6 and R is equal to 7. P, Q and R can be any real number. So if I ask you, first we are checking option number A. Devashish, no poll is possible on YouTube right now. Alright, so you try to answer it in the comments only. Just write A, B, C or D. All the questions are single correct only. Alright, now if you have to see maximum of P and Q. So what is the maximum value of P and Q? That will be Q, 6. And maximum value of P, Q or R, that will be 7. Yes, but in this case it is true, maximum of PQ is less than maximum of PQR, so you'll think that option A is correct. But guys, if I take P as 5, Q as 6 and R as 3, if I take P as 5, Q as 6 and R as 3, now the maximum of P and Q will be 6 and maximum of P, Q and R will also be 6. So option A becomes incorrect here, because maximum of P and Q is not less than now maximum of P, Q and R. Right? A is incorrect, Devashish. A will be incorrect. As I have already told you, see, maximum of P, Q and R now is 6. It is not greater than 6. It is equal to 6. So this might be a case possible, yes or no, for P, Q and R. You can have any values since P, Q and R are any real numbers. Let's check option B. So let's check option B. So case 1, if P is less than Q. Yes guys, if P is less than Q. So what will be minimum of P and Q? Minimum of P and Q will be P, because Q is greater than P. So out of P and Q, P is having the minimum value. Right? And now if you solve the right hand side will be what? Right hand side will be half of P plus Q. Now since P is less than Q, So it will open with a minus sign. So you'll get plus P minus Q. Yes or no? It will now be opening with a minus sign. So minus and minus becomes plus. Q and Q cancels out. So you'll be getting P here. So if P is less than Q, you are getting it as correct. Now if P is greater than Q, minimum of P and Q will now be Q. Now if we see the right hand side, it will be what? Half of P plus Q. Now since P is greater than Q, mod will open with a positive sign only. So we'll be getting this. P and P will cancel out again. You are getting it as Q. So even if P is greater than Q or P is less than Q, you are getting the same values. Yes or no? So option B is correct. And similarly, you can check for option C. Option C will be incorrect. See, maximum of P and Q. So I take P as 5, Q as 6. So maximum of P and Q will be 6. Now if I take P as 5, Q as 6 and R as 1. So what will be minimum of PQ and R? Minimum of PQ and R will be now 1, which is not greater than 6. So option C is also incorrect. Only B will be the correct answer. Alright, only B option will be the correct answer to this question. Moving on to the next one now. If x satisfies mod of x minus 1 plus mod of x minus plus mod of x minus 3 greater than equal to 6, then yes. Now many of you, what you'll do is you'll try to remove all the modulus sign and you'll try to solve it in all the different cases that are possible. First you'll find out the critical points and then you'll solve all the cases and then find out the value of x. But that will be a lengthy process. Simply what we can do is, if I draw the graph of left hand side, if we just go it by graph, so what will be the graph looking like? See, this is your y-axis, let's say. This is your x-axis. So what are the critical points here? What will be the critical points? Critical points are 1, 2 and 3. Critical points are 1, 2 and 3. So at x is equal to 1. At x is equal to 1, what is the value of y that you'll get? 1 minus 1, 0, 1 minus 2, minus 1 mod 1 and 1 minus 3. So at x is equal to 1, you'll be getting y as 3. At x is equal to 2. If x is equal to 2, what will be the value of y? Y will be 2. And at x is equal to 3, y will be what, guys? 2 plus 1, that is 3. So at x is equal to 1, it is 1 comma 3. At 2, it is 2 comma 2. At 3, it is 3 comma 3 again. And now what we have to do is we have to complete the graph. So we'll join these points and the graph will be somewhat like this, this. And afterward this, at 4, if I check the value at x is equal to 4, if I check the value at x is equal to 4, guys, y will be what? 3 plus 2, 5 plus 1, 6. So at x is equal to 4, the value will be 6, yes or no? At 4, you are getting the value as 6. At 0, at x is equal to 0, the value will be 6 again, yes or no? Y will be 6. So at 0 also, you will be getting 0 comma 6. So this will be the graph now. This will be the graph. Now what you have to see is this value must be greater than or equal to 6. So I'll draw a line at y is equal to 6. So this will be the line y is equal to 6 passing through 0 and 4. So when is the graph always above this line or equal to this line? It will be x less than equal to 0 or when x is greater than or equal to 4. That means option C will be correct. Yes, very good, Devashish. Option C will be the correct answer. Alright, so if you go by the graph, it will be very short, but if you start solving it in cases, you'll take more time in solving this inequality. So graph is very easy process. Alright guys, moving ahead, next question now. The function fx is equal to mod of ax minus b plus c mod x, where x belongs from minus infinity to infinity. A is greater than 0, b is greater than 0 and c is greater than 0. Assumes its minimum value at only one point if. So this will be having its minimum value at only one point if. So how will you proceed, guys? So let's try to draw the graph of f of x. Yes, can we try to draw the graph of f of x? How will the graph look like? Let's see. So this is your y-axis, this is your x-axis, and a, b and c all are positive. It's given to you. So what will be the critical point? F of x is equal to mod of ax minus b plus c mod x. So one critical point will be x is equal to 0, yes or no? Critical points are x is equal to 0 and x is equal to b by a. These two are your critical points. So at x is equal to 0, guys, at x is equal to 0, what is the value that you'll get? You'll get b. The value of f of x at x is equal to 0, at x is equal to 0, y will be b, yes or no? So this we have marked as 0 comma b. And before b, the value before 0, the value of this graph will always be like this. So this is the type of graph that you'll be getting before b. Now what we have to see is we have to check at x is equal to b by a. At x is equal to b by a, at x is equal to b by a, y will be what, guys? Y will be b into c by a. Y will be b into c by a. Now what you are given is it assumes minimum value at only one point. So if I take a is equal to c, if a is equal to c, so your y will now be what? Y will be b. That means if a is equal to c, you'll be getting this graph like this and this. So this is not the required case because now it's assuming minimum value at a lot of points. There will be lot of points where it is assuming its minimum value, yes or no? From 0 to b by a, from 0 to b by a, it will assume this value. So that means your graph should either be like this or should either be like this and then this. Yes, this is incorrect. This will be your correct option and this will be your correct option. Then only it will assume its minimum value at only one point. So the only condition is that if a is not equal to c, if a is not equal to c, the graph will be either of this kind, first kind, or of the second kind. And whenever your graph will be of first kind or second kind, it will be having minimum value at only one point. At only one point it will have minimum values. But if a is equal to c, y is equal to b, that means minimum value at infinite points. Right? Minimum value will be at infinite points in this case. So what you have to take is option B is correct, that a must not be equal to c. If a becomes c, then it will not assume its minimum value at a single point. Alright. I hope this is understood. Moving on. Next question now. The equation under root of 3x square plus x plus 5 is equal to x minus 3, where x is real, has how many solutions does this equation has? So let's see. First of all, what we are having is under root of 3x square plus x plus 5 is equal to x minus 3. Now first we'll find the domain. For domain, what must be the case? 3x square plus x plus 5 must always be greater than or equal to 0. Now if you look at this carefully, its discriminant is less than 0. Leading coefficient is 3. That means 3x square plus x plus 5 will always be greater than 0. That means the domain is all real numbers. The domain is coming out to be all real numbers. Yes. So now, since this is solved, can we square both sides? Can we square both sides now to solve this? So when we square both sides, what do we get? 3x square plus x plus 5 is equal to x square plus 9 minus 6x, yes or no? And if we solve this, what do you get? 2x square plus 7x and lastly minus 4 equal to 0. So now guys, if you see this carefully, its discriminant is greater than 0, yes or no? 7 square 49 plus 16 into 2 38, 49 plus 32 81. So you'll be getting d greater than 0. D greater than 0 means what? You'll be having exactly two solutions. You'll be getting two values of x. See, x will be equal to minus 7 plus or minus under root of b square, that is 49, minus 4ac, 4 4 16, 16 into 2 32, that is plus 32, whole divided by 4. So x will be what? Minus 7 plus or minus, this will be what? Under root of 81, that is 9 by 4. So from here we can write x is equal to minus 7 plus 9, that will be 2 by 4, that is 1 by 2, or minus 16 by 4, that is minus 4. So we are getting two values and both are in the domain. Both are in the domain. So we'll get exactly two solutions for this one. Yes, Devashish, domain is correct. Domain, you are getting it as correct. All right. So I hope option C you correct. You got it as correct. Now moving on to the next one. You have to find the domain of this one. All right. You have to find the domain of f of x is equal to 1 upon under root of mod x minus x. So two things there are to look for. First of all, denominator must not be 0. Denominator must not be equal to 0. Yes or no? Denominator must not be equal to 0. That means mod of x minus x is not equal to 0. So when will guys mod of x minus x will not be 0? Mod of x minus x will not be 0 at what value of x? Second, you have to think for it. Now second thing is mod of x minus x must always be greater than. So from here, simply can we solve it for this mod of x minus x greater than 0, because if it is greater than 0 it won't be equal to 0. So we need not to solve the first thing, we need not to solve this, we need not to solve this directly. If you solve this, that will be your final answer for the domain. Yes or no? Option B, you are getting it as option B. So when is mod x greater than x, guys? When is mod x greater than x? See, if x is positive, if x is positive, then x will be, left hand side will be x, right hand side will be x. Yes or no? If x is greater than 0, let's say you have taken any value, x is 1, so this won't be possible, not possible, because if x is greater than 0, your denominator will become 0. If x is greater than 0, not possible, as denominator becomes 0. Right? Next is if x is less than 0, guys. If x is less than 0, that means what you will be getting it as 1 upon under root of minus x, that will be 1 upon under root of minus 2x. Yes or no? Now x is already less than 0, so will this be positive or not? This will be positive now. Minus 2x will be positive or not if x is less than 0? Because x is a negative value, negative value multiplied with minus sign will always be positive. So your answer will be what, guys? Answer will be minus infinity. Option C will be the correct answer, Devashish, for this one. Option C will be the correct answer, minus infinity to 0. Alright. Okay, moving ahead for the next question now. If x is a solution for this equation, under root of 2x plus 1 minus under root of 2x minus 1 is equal to 1, where x is greater than or equal to 1 by 2. So the domain is already being given to you. Domain is already given to you. Just now what you have to do is you have to find the values of x that satisfies this equation. What you have to do is just find the values of x that are satisfying this equation. So can we find the values of x or not from here? Yes, those who are watching it live, please try it. I am giving you a 1 minute time for this one. Yes. What will be apply? Can we square both sides, or if you take one term to the right hand side and then square, what are you going to do for this one? Try it now. Under root of 4x square minus 1. Under root of 4x square minus 1 we have to find, guys. So if we square both sides, we'll be getting a term of under root 2x plus 1 into under root of 2x minus 1. That will be our required term, yes or no? So instead of taking any term to the right hand side and then squaring, if we square both sides directly, we have already got the domain. Domain is what? Your x must always be greater than or equal to 1 by 2. X must always be greater than or equal to 1 by 2. Then only this will be defined and this will be defined. Alright, so if we square both sides, what do we get? 2x plus 1 minus 2x minus 1 and minus 2 times of under root 2x plus 1 into under root of 2x minus 1 equal to 1. Yes or no? This 2x and this 2x cancels out. This is equal to 2. This is equal to 2 minus 2 under root of, yes guys, a plus b into a minus b. What do we get? A square minus b square, and this is coming out to be 1. Yes or no? So from here, can we write 2 under root of 4x square minus 1 is equal to 1. Just bring 1 to the left hand side and send this to the right hand side. So 2, if you cross multiply, the required value, yes, option D will be correct. Very good, Devashish. See, for mains, these are the questions that you'll be getting for irrational inequalities modulus. So very easy questions that you get in mains. And right, and nowadays, no questions is asked also. These are asked in between. All right, they will involve irrational inequalities or irrational terms or modulus terms in between other questions like definite integration. They will give a modulus in definite integration, or they will give differentiation of functions involving irrational terms and modulus terms. Moving on now, guys. Next question is, let S belongs to R such that x is greater than or equal to 0 and 2 times mod of x under root x minus 3 plus under root of x into under root of x minus 6 plus 6 equal to 0. Then S. We have to tell about how many elements will be there in S. So let's see. First thing is x must be greater than or equal to 0. Keep this in mind. X must be greater than or equal to 0. Now we have 2 under root of x minus 3 plus under root x into under root of x minus 6 plus 6 equal. Yes or no, guys? Now since under root of x minus 3 is there, under root of x minus 3 is there, so what will be the critical point for this one? What will be the critical point for this one, guys? We'll take case 1. Case 1, if x is greater than or equal to 9. If x is greater than or equal to 9, this will be positive, yes or no? This will be positive, so we can write 2 into under root of x minus 3 plus x minus 6 under root of x plus 6 equal to 0. Yes or no? So from here, what we are getting is 2 under root of x minus 6 plus x minus 6 under root of x and plus 6 equal to 0. This 6 and this 6 cancels out. We are getting finally x minus 4 under root of x is equal to 0. So what are the values of x that you can get from here? What are the values of x that we can get from here? See, if you take under root of x common, what do we get? Under root of x minus 4 equal to 0. So either x is equal to 0 or root x minus 4 equal to 0. So from here we are getting root x is equal to 4. That means x is equal to 16. So x is equal to 0 or x is equal to 16 is there. But the case was x is greater than or equal to 9. X is greater than equal to 9. That means x is equal to 0 will be rejected. So from this case we are only getting x is equal to 16. Now let's take the second case. If x belongs from 0 to 9. So if x belongs from 0 to 9, whatever was inside mod, this value will now be negative. So what do we get? 2 into 3 minus under root of x plus under root of x minus 6 root x plus 6 equal to 0. Yes or no? So if we solve this, 6 minus 2 under root x plus, sorry, this will be x minus 6 under root of x plus 6 equal to 0. This is your case 2. Case 2 that we are solving now. Case 1 we have already solved. From case 1 we got only one value. Now let's see how many values of x do we get in case 2. So from here we can write x minus 8 under root of x plus 12 equal to 0. Yes or no? So if we factorize this, guys, how can we factorize this? X minus 6 under root of x minus 2 under root of x plus 12 equal to 0. Take root x common. X minus root x minus 6, and from here take minus 2 comma and root x minus 6 equal to 0. So either root x is equal to 2 or root x is equal to 6. So from here we'll get x is equal to 4 or x is equal to 36. But again, x must belong from 0 to 9. So if x is belonging from 0 to 9, this value is rejected. This value is rejected, so only x is equal to 4 that we are getting. So from case 1 we are getting one value, from case 2 we are getting one value. So finally, can we write your set S will be equal to 4 comma 16. So it will be having two elements. Option A will be the correct answer. Very good, Devashish. Yes, Devashish, it's correct. All right. Now moving ahead, we have to draw the graph of y is equal to mod of x raised to power 1 by 2 for y is equal to mod of x raised to power 1 by 2 for x belonging to minus 1 1. Alright, so for this we'll use graphical transformation. First of all, we'll draw the graph of y is equal to x raised to power 1 by 2. So when we draw the graph of y is equal to x raised to power 1 by 2, how is the graph we'll get? This is the graph that we'll get from 0. At x is equal to 0, the value will be 0. Yes, at x is equal to 0, the value will be 0. And this will be the graph that you will be getting. Yes or no, guys? Y is equal to under root of x. This is the type of graph that you will be getting till infinity. But now, next is we have to transform the graph. Now, we were having y is equal to f of x. Now, we have to draw y is equal to f of mod x. Now, when we draw y is equal to f of mod x, yes guys, those who haven't seen the video on graphical transformation, you can go back in the playlist, and I have made a video on graphical transformations on how to transform the graphs. So when we have f of mod x, what we do is erase the left hand side of y-axis and take mirror image. Take mirror image of RHS. So there is nothing on the left hand side. So what do we directly do? We'll take the image of the RHS. So image of the RHS will be like this. Yes or no? Image of the RHS will be like this. Now from where to where we have to draw? From minus 1 to 1. So at x is equal to minus 1. At x is equal to minus 1. The value of mod of x raised to power 1 by 2 will be minus 1 comma 1. And at x is equal to 1. The value will be 1 comma 1. So the graph with yellow will be your required graph. The graph with yellow will be your required. Alright. I hope this is understood. Now moving on with the next question is. So this is a very nice question. Very nice question. One of my favorite questions from this topics. Try to solve this. Fx is a polynomial of degree 5. With leading coefficient 1. With leading coefficient 1. So that means fx will be of kind x raised to power 5 plus ax raised to power 4 plus bx cube plus cx square plus dx plus e. It will be of this kind. Yes or no? Since leading coefficient is 1, so x raised to power 5's coefficient will be 1. Now what is saying is f of 4 is 0. F of 4 is 0 means x is equal to 4 is a root. Yes, x is equal to 4 is a root. Now y is equal to mod of fx and y is equal to f of mod x are same. The graph of y is equal to mod of fx and y is equal to f of mod x. So guys, when we draw the graph of y is equal to mod of fx, what do we do? What do we do? Whatever is below, we take it above. Whatever is below, we take it above. Yes or no? And here y is equal to mod f of mod x. That means we erase the left hand side and copy whatever is in the right hand side towards the left hand side. So guys, see, from here can we infer one thing, that the function will be, it will be a odd function. It will be a odd function because y is equal to mod of fx and y is equal to f of mod x are same. See, it is only possible when f of 0 is 0 and you are getting a value at x is equal to 4 like this, and it is going like this, and from negative it is coming like this. At x is equal to -4 you are getting like this, and exactly the same graph. It must be symmetric about origin, then only. Now this is your f of x, y is equal to f of x. Your f of 4 was 0, f of 4 was 0, that means f of -4 will also be 0. Now how have I drawn the graph like this? How could I know that the graph is like this? See guys, if I take mod of f of x, that means I have to erase this and copy it like this. And what is f of mod x? It is the copy of right hand side. That means what? The graph has to be like this. Otherwise, it won't be possible that mod of f of x and f of mod x are equal. Yes or no? Otherwise, it won't be possible that mod of f of x and f of mod x are equal. Only possibility is the graph will be like this. Yes or no? See, if I draw the graph of f of mod x now, for this fx, if I draw the graph of f of mod x, it will be like this. It will be like this. And if I draw the graph of mod of f of x, now it will also be like this. Yes or no? Whatever is above the x-axis will remain as it is. Whatever is below will take the mirror image of this. Now these graphs are same. Yes or no? So the only possibility that we have is your f of x must be like this. This point is -4 comma 0. This point is 0 comma 0. This point is 4 comma 0. So guys, can we write the function f of x? Can we write f of x? Yes or no? F of x will be what? X into x plus 4 whole square and x minus 4 whole square. Since two roots 4 and 4 are equal, and -4 and -4 will be equal in this case. This is the only possibility to get a graph wherein your f of mod x and mod of f of x will be having the same curve. So from here what we needed to find was, we needed to find f of 5. So f of 5 will be what guys? 5 into 9 whole square into 1 whole square. So that will be what? 81 into 5, and that is nothing but 405. Option A will be the correct answer. A, 405. Yes, is it clear to everyone? Those who are watching Devashis, it is clear to you? Is it clear to you, or any problem with this one? Is it clear to you, or any problem with this one? Alright guys, so this is a very nice question, one of the bestest question that we have from this topic, that is graphical transformation. Alright, one of the very few questions that are being made that are very good, and this is one such question which is really awesome. Alright, moving ahead to the next question now. Okay, that's it for today. We'll end our class here now. Alright, so other questions are there which have been asked previously in your uh, JEE Main or JEE Advanced, but they are very easy. Right, these questions were also easy except for one or two. All the questions were easy level questions, not that much difficult. All right, so I hope you understood whatever I was trying to explain it in this. So tomorrow on Unacademy special class we'll be having indefinite integration lecture number 6. So those who haven't watched the indefinite integration previous lecture, you can check out my profile from the description and you can go through the previous lectures also. We are taking indefinite integration very slowly, as it is the base for all of the integral calculus. Alright, and on tomorrow YouTube live there will be quadratic equation lecture number 3. So on the previous yesterday Sunday we took 2 lectures on quadratic equations, and on the third lecture we'll be learning what is the sign of quadratic equation, how to find the range of quadratic equation, how to find the range of L upon L, L upon Q, Q upon L, that is linear upon linear, quadratic upon linear, linear upon quadratic, quadratic upon quadratic type of functions. All right, so please be there at 9 p.m. tomorrow on YouTube, and on Unacademy tomorrow 7 p.m. we'll be doing indefinite integration. That is free. That is free of cost, guys. That is free of cost. Unacademy special class is free of cost for all of you. So as you can see, what are the facilities that Unacademy is offering to you. Alright guys, so if you haven't subscribed the channel till now, please hit that red button. Please subscribe the channel. If you like the video, please give it a like, and do tell me in the comments that what are the topics you are facing most difficulties in. Please tell me the topics that you are facing most difficulties in, and I'll try to come up with videos with simpler mode of explaining to you in a simple way. How can I explain the topics? I'll be coming with those videos. So do mention in the comments the topics that you are facing most difficulties in. Alright guys, and if you haven't subscribed to Unacademy till now, please go and subscribe to Unacademy. There is no better platform right now. Your parents will be at ease. It will be light on your parents' pockets. Alright, and if you keep on waiting for offline classes to commence, so you are getting better facility than offline classes here. Plus, it is cheaper than offline classes, way cheaper than offline classes. Plus, you are getting the facility to choose your own teacher. All right, and if you haven't subscribed till now, please go and subscribe and use the code RYD1 to get an additional 10% off. All right guys, so that's it for today's lecture. Very simple topic for today. Tomorrow we'll be covering quadratic equation lecture 3. All right, please be there. Thank you very much and good night.